I'd like to start by asking you guys a question. You don't actually have to answer it, just think about it. Do you think that the attitudes of employees matter if those employees are productive, high achieving, and just getting all of their work done? I'm sure this is a question that many employers have to ask themselves. When do those attitudes cross the line to where we have to work towards improving employees' work attitudes? This is not just a problem that you'll see in the workspace. It can be applied to the sports teams you're on, your Greek life, and any of the other organizations or jobs you hold right now. You'll always encounter people who have bad attitudes. You yourself might even have a bad attitude. It's natural, we all have bad days, but when it becomes a continuous trait, that's when it becomes concerning. So now that we've established what we're here to talk about today, let's get into the source of the problem. Bad attitudes can manifest themselves in many different ways. It can look like work gossip, anger issues, just constantly complaining, unwelcoming nonverbals, and even poor customer service. These all contribute to creating a poor and toxic work environment. Let me show you what I mean. A study done by the Harvard Business Review reports that 98% of employees have experienced rudeness in the office, and 80% of those employees say that they have lost time stressing over those incidents. 78% report that their commitment to their work decreases, as well as their commitment to the organization. 25% say that they have actually taken out their frustrations on customers, and 48% report that they intentionally decrease their work effort in the workplace. So now we know what the problem looks like and how it's negatively affecting these organizations. What can we do to fix the problem? How can you help? The first thing that you can do is know and report specific instances of the bad attitude. If you're going to talk to someone, they might be in denial or they might have no idea what you're talking about. So if you can provide concrete examples, that can be really helpful. The second step is to have a private one-on-one meeting. You don't want to call them out in front of a bunch of people or embarrass them or make them feel defensive. The third step is to clearly communicate the behavior and consequences. If they don't know what they're doing wrong, they can't fix it. And if they don't think there are consequences to their actions, why would they? The fourth and final step is to set clear, achievable goals and to end on a positive note. Your main objective is to help these people. So setting goals that they can achieve right now and leave the meeting and start working on them immediately is really important. And that's just a downer of a conversation to tell someone like, hey, you have a bad attitude and it's negatively affecting our whole work environment. So letting them know ways that they've positively contributed to the organization or positive traits that they do exemplify can be a good way to wrap up that meeting. Now these steps may seem simple enough or pretty self-explanatory, but do they really work? A study done by Forbes shows that teams who interact with positive attitudes or in a positive work environment show 21% greater profitability. And one thing that really contributes to these bad attitudes is negativity bias, or our tendency to dwell on bad events and think that they happen more frequently than they really do. So if you're working to encourage people to have a better attitude and help them through that, you're going to help curb that negativity bias for everyone. And then the last thing is just that positivity is infectious. We all know people who have good attitudes, are a ray of sunshines. They make us feel better and in turn make us want to better ourselves. Now you might be thinking, okay, you've told us the solution, you've showed examples of how it works, but why is this my responsibility? Why not just fire those people who have bad attitudes? Why do I have to do something about it? And I would argue that that in itself is a bad attitude. You never know what someone is going through, and you have the opportunity to really help them work through it, in turn help yourself and the organization that you are a part of or you work for. Think about it. You could walk into that first workspace that I described where people's commitment is down, they don't care about work, they're stressed, and in turn you're stressed because you're having to pick up their slack and it's just a snowball effect. Or you could walk into this work environment where profit is up, people are not thinking about and stressing about those negative experiences, and the positivity is just spreading. Now that we've talked about the solution, the overall ideal solution, what are those achievable steps that you can do right now? It's as simple as just being encouraging, asking questions, not assuming. Just say yes to one thing, smile more, reframe your thinking, and find coping strategies that work for you and others. I'd like to leave you with a quote that I think sums up everything that I've been trying to say today, which is that for success, attitude is equally as important as ability. Thank you.
So do you mind going back to after smile more? The action steps.
Yeah.
Thanks, William.